Oh, it was a tremendous impact on the school system, because when you think about the number of schools we had prior to Katrina, and that Friday when we left school, and there was no emergency evacuation order that didn't come until Saturday, and so Friday when we were shutting down school and saying goodbye and have a nice weekend, and we'll bring you school supplies that you forgot to bring in Monday because it was the beginning of a school year, we'll see you Monday for another wonderful week of instruction. And then you don't see them anymore.
Over there, there's hope. Over there, there's electricity. Over there, there's food and water. But you cannot go from there to there. I think the government will not allow you to do it.
I didn't understand the logic of declaring the state of emergency, but not marshaling any troops. I didn't understand why, after the tsunami hit, we had a whole battle carrier group across the world in 2 days, and it took them days to get here to this American city. Not enough resources has been put into getting the population back. Not enough resources has been put into rebuilding the infrastructure. That's what the issue is. Not too much on the other side, just not enough on this side.
I had a school of 650 children, and I know where about 10 of them are right now. And then they added an amendment to their bill to take over schools that really wouldn't qualify for being taken over, so that when the schools were ready to open, the only schools that could open would be your high-performing schools. And so they lost their school, they lost their principal, they lost, their friends, and they're scattered. The people that stayed were put under unnecessary hardship because of, in my opinion, the slow response of the government.
What you're about to see is pure desperation on the parts of hundreds of citizens, and this tape was indeed edited.
They won't even bring water. They won't bring food. You gotta go steal water to drink to survive out here.
A lot of people that needed money didn't get it. A lot of people who didn't need money got it.
Most glaring in all of this is that the conditions continue to deteriorate for the people who are victims in this, and the efforts to do something about it don't seem to be anywhere in sight.
This is not about low income, it's not about rich people, poor people, it's about people.
This tragedy has shown us that the boys at the top don't care for us.
We've still got most of the schools here not open. New Orleans still does not have a major hospital. We've got issues here that any other American city doesn't have to deal with.
If we can put a man on the moon, we could have gotten boots on the ground here.
They walked miles, floodwaters up to their chest for a whole day, and they followed direction. These are law-abiding citizens who have been left behind.
What died first in Katrina was normal. We want normal back. New Orleans is a tourist attraction. Our economy is tourism based. If we don't have tourists coming here, we close the doors tomorrow.
That's one of our main economy areas, and so you can't really fault them for wanting to get the tourist economy back up, because that is fueling the economic market of the city along with some other things. But that is it's a big industry here.
We live in a world that's got microwave popcorn, text messaging. I mean, you can fly from LA to New York in a few hours. We live in a society that everything happens quickly. So no, you got to keep those entities up and running. So no, I don't think it was too much. The other thing to consider is that most of those, quote, tourist attractions weren't devastated by the storm.
My school, which was Avery Alexander Elementary in Gentilly, took on 12 foot of water. Well, that school is still boarded up, and it's going to be determined what will happen, to that facility. And so that whole community is gone, and their school is gone.
Those X's represent a house that had been searched, and the cross was to show it was an X. If there was a number, that meant that they found a body. It had the date 0 hopefully, and it was done to separate it so you could see that it had been searched. And they are literally across, I mean, my house had it. Fortunately, there was nobody there because we evacuated. So it is a grim reminder. I will be glad when the only place we see those marks are in a museum. But now you see them everywhere simply because those houses that were inhabited, many of those houses were inhabited. Nobody's there now.
They haven't been able to meet all the demands that were placed upon them with FEMA regulations. The people that had to go live in trailers and then find out there was a formaldehyde issue in the trailer, and you find that out after you've been there, 2 years in a trailer, and then find out that, oh, I could, have some kind of bodily damage because of the air that I'm breathing because of the trailer. It was ridiculous.
The mayor got beat up really bad when questioned on the trip to New York, and he said the recovery in New Orleans was coming, that you guys still haven't redone the Twin Towers yet, that the monument or whatever's going to happen there was still a big hole in the ground. That 9/11, as tragic as it was, devastated a few blocks. This is an entire region that was totally devastated. The expectation of this recovery being quick was unrealistic for all of us, but we see everything else happening fast. We need hospitals, we need doctors, we need clinics, we need all of the stuff that's regular business in every other American city. We need that here too. So if you can't get a few blocks built, in how many years has that been? Then it's unrealistic to think that this whole city would be done, but I think we could be a lot further along.
And I think that the memories are fading from, certainly the babies, the memories are fading 4 years later. But some of our older students can still tell you stories of, I was on a roof, or, some really tragic things that happened that they witnessed.
Many people here are suffering from post-traumatic stress syndrome. We just don't know it yet. And unfortunately, there are no medical facilities here for us to go and see if we're crazy or not. Because you cannot experience what we went through and come through unscathed. Every single aspect of life here changed. Every single. Close your eyes and think about what you did when you got home. And then fast forward to what happened in New Orleans. You couldn't do that. No barbershops, no hairdressers, no cleaners, no churches, no schools. You couldn't buy shoes, you couldn't buy a car, you couldn't get your car. Think about every single component of life as you know it, all of a sudden, gone.